Hi there, welcome. This is Book of Mormon Reader, and I have my next weekly update for you. I'm so excited to report that I have received several videos this week, and I will be posting them as soon as I am able. But I have another thing on a personal note that I thought would be a fun thing to share, which is that I created a fan page for LDSRoadshow.com, and I directed our building's roadshow. We had two wards combined. And last night was the big performance, and it was just spectacular. And talk about the way things work out. Now, this is really a funny thing because the morning of the performance, we had our final dress rehearsal, and I'm kind of sharing maybe a little TMI in this, but you might be interested, maybe you don't. But everything was going wrong that morning. And I thought, well, why is everything going so wrong? And oh yeah, we have a really great performance tonight, and the forces were all against us. But honestly, it became too many things that it was apparent that it wasn't an accident, none of it. I woke up like any other day, regular day, and I was just getting ready to go. We had a 10 o'clock time. We reserved the building to do our last and final practice from 10 until noon, and I had heard the day before that one of the girls who was going to do one of the voices, that she wasn't going to be there, so she let me know that, and she found her own replacement to read her lines for her. And so I knew she wasn't going to be there. So on my, getting ready, and I'm getting excited about, okay, all the last minute details, and then one little thing after another started happening before I even got there. And I I have this big palette of eyeshadows that I inadvertently knocked, and so the whole thing went all over the floor in my bathroom. And then later, when I was flushing the toilet, the little chain inside must have broken because there was no response from the little thing that you jiggle, and so that thing broke. And then on my way to, I finally said, I just have to go, I have to go. And I left in plenty of time to get there on time. We were going to a different building in a different city. And I live by train tracks that I hear, all the time. Well, I got caught by trains, and they weren't moving. They were just sitting there, and there was one going this way and one going this way. So I got delayed by 2 trains. So I was like, oh my gosh, my heart starts beating. Oh my gosh, I'm the director. How can I be late? But I was late. I was 17 minutes late. And I pulled in there, and when I got in there, things went from bad to worse. And when they went from bad to worse, it got funnier and more funny with everything that happened. I thought, I can't believe this. All the kids were not dressed in their final costumes. They were not dressed. Everybody was dragging because we've had rehearsals all week, and everybody was just totally seriously dragging. And on the dances that we do, they were all like halfway doing them. And then one of the kids was doing his lines, and I'm like, louder, speak up louder. And he's like, my voice. He couldn't use his voice. I'm like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding. And then my piano player, she said, I have to leave at 10:55. Well, she was the team mom for a soccer game and had made assignments for them to work the snack bar, and the person who was supposed to work the snack bar didn't show up, and so she had to go, or something like that. No, that was something else, but she still had to go because of something else, I think soccer games. But I didn't know she was leaving, and so we had somebody try and fill in for the piano, but all the little cues and everything, we didn't have those. And then, this is just my morning. I don't even know about everybody else's mornings, but I want to hear their stories. And then, while that was going on, what else was there? Was another funny thing. Oh, here was the kicker, okay? This lady runs in, just like, are you the director? I'm like, yeah, and she goes, we're having a baptism. And I go, when? And she goes, right now. We're having a baptism right now, and we're playing the piano and doing whatever. And I said, I have the building reserved from 10 until noon, and we won't have another time to practice. I can't not practice. And she's like, they've got to stay out of that room. They were assigned my group was assigned this room, the little primary room where the baptism font is. And so we were telling them all, do not leave that room. That is our room that we're supposed to be in. And so they're going in that room, and that's where she was having the baptism. So I said, what would you like me to do? And she said, just have them stay out of this room for, a half an hour. We'll finish up the baptism. So so I told all my cast and crew and everything, okay, stay out of that room. But we just continued on. We just continued on. And anyway, it was really, the whole thing of it was kind of a disaster that morning, and I was upset. The last scene, which we had never practiced fully, changed, and I'm like, oh, I hate this ending. And I yelled at them, and I felt bad because I yelled. And anyway, so that was that. And then we showed up in the night for the final performance. Oh, I also didn't mention, nobody was in costume. It was the final dress rehearsal, and nobody was in costume. There was the two adults, the coach and the bishop, who came in their costumes, and everybody else was not in their costumes. I'm like, this is your final dress rehearsal? Ah! So, okay. So really, it was a fiasco. And I thought, I wonder if, there's some, maybe because they have never been in a show before, they don't understand what that word means, a dress rehearsal. And I just need to learn to never assume that people understand what certain vocabulary words or whatever mean. And so I thought, okay, I should have explained better how that could have happened, that, a final dress rehearsal means come in full costume. I know I said it several times. But anyway, so that was the morning, and I left going, Lord, we're going to need a miracle. We are going to need a miracle. So we were granted a miracle. The performance went off. We were the last one of 5 different performances, and it was absolutely spectacular. They got a standing ovation, and everybody nailed their lines. Everybody showed up, and it was absolutely exhilarating. It was thrilling, amazing, wonderful. And so anyway, so that part is over, and now the fun begins for the Director Awards. I get to come up with those. But anyway, so that was my week, and that's why I haven't posted any videos, but I do have some to post this week. And I'm real excited to give you that weekly update, even though it didn't have to do with this project, but that was, it's sort of related, because that explains why I didn't post any of the new videos that I did receive. So please do forgive me for not posting those. I can't be in 2 places at once, even though I would like to be. Although, in one sense, I was telling my mom how amazing it is that because of all my mini videos, they get picked up all the way around the world, that I do get to be in lots of places at once. But I mean, when my actual body has to be in 2 places at once, I just can't do that. So I will work on posting those videos. It's been such a wonderful week, and receiving the videos really, really lifted my spirits. There is a girl who is coming up for one of the chapters. Her name is Darla, and you're absolutely going to be positively delighted with her. She's 8 years old, and she will just sparkle your screen. She's so adorable. So look for that this week, and I will check in with you next week. I'll see you next Sunday.